Today my mom's gonna show you how to make the first letter of your name into the artwork. She decided to demonstrate with the letter Q. First you write the letter lightly in pencil and write it big. First you trace around the letter with marker. If the letter has an inside, trace that too. Make sure not to touch the pencil with your marker. Next, you'll erase the pencil line very carefully. This part takes some time, but be patient, it's very important. Just keep going, even if it's hard, that's called persistence. You might not have your finger and thumb to erase between, so hold the paper still and bring the eraser with you. Next, we're gonna add patterns and designs inside our letter with black marker. Use different lines and shapes to fill up the whole letter. Remember, art takes time. Think before you draw and don't rush. Fill in some parts of your designs and keep some white.
Hey guys, I lost my narrator, so I'm here to tell you to set your letter aside and get a new piece of painting paper for the next step. Write your name and class code on the back of your paper and then turn it over on top of your messy mat. Get set up with some watercolor or tempera cake painting supplies. I have a water cup, a paintbrush, and my painting palette. To start the watercolors, remember you have to wake them up with a little bit of water. I wanted to use this green first, so I woke it up, then stirred and painted, stirred and painted. Always remember to wash your brush really well before you switch colors. Thankfully, our watercolors at school are way better than these ones I had at home, so you might not have to stir every time you want new paint, and you might be able to paint more than one line at a time. Our goal is to fill up the whole paper with stripes of color. Once you've filled up the paper the best that you can, put it on the drying rack or set it aside to dry for a little bit. You're going to take your letter and fold it and cut in the middle if you have a middle to cut out. Notice I tried to make one little cut. My scissors wouldn't go through, so I had to refold and cut a triangle shape out that turned into a diamond when I unfolded it to make it a little easier to cut out the center of my letter Q. If you don't have a center, you just cut around the shape as carefully and neatly as possible. This piece of extra paper was getting in my way, so I decided to cut it off and put it aside so I could finish cutting out the inside of my letter Q. Notice I changed the direction to figure out which way was easiest for me. You should always be cutting away from your body, so you might have to turn the paper again and again to make your scissors go the right way. This part can get a little tricky because your letter is going to be very narrow or skinny as you're cutting off all of the extra paper. It's okay for things to be a little hard or a little tricky, so just take a breath, take your time, and cut as carefully as possible. If a part rips or tears, we can always glue it together when we glue it onto our background paper. All of those scrap papers are going to go in the recycle bin, and I'm saving my letter Q. I put it on a messy mat to make sure that when I put the glue on, it does not get on the table. As you're gluing, your fingers might get a little stuck to your letter. That's okay. See, my finger stuck right there. Find a way to gently peel your finger off. Keep gluing. Just do the best you can. Practice your patience. And if you get a little glue on your finger, just rub your fingers together and it will crumble away. Once your letter is covered in glue on the back, try to line it up in the center of your background paper and gently press so all of the wrinkles come out of your letter. You don't want to rub your hand back and forth on the front of your artwork because that could pull your artwork off, but flip your paper over and give it a back rub. It might be a better idea to move it off of that messy mat so that if there's extra glue on the messy mat, you're not getting your messy mat stuck to the front of your artwork. Of course, remember to roll down your glue stick and put the cap on tight. Then your artwork will be finished and ready to add to Artsonia. If you need some tips or help with drawing block letters for the rest of the letters of the alphabet, here's a quick demonstration that I made for you to watch. At first, I decided to trace around my letters with pencil and then trace in marker. But I realized that that might be kind of tricky for you guys to know what to trace and what to leave. So after about 4 letters, I started tracing around the letters just with marker. And I think that's what you should do. So as you see me tracing around the stick letter with pencil to make it a block letter or a bubble letter here, I would skip that pencil step on going around the outside and I would just go straight for the marker.